So in case anybody's wondering, I jacked up right there with a brick, kind of in the middle of the wheels, and I put a jack stand back there, straight across from each other. There's a hole there. I put one side in the hole and the other side on that lip. Same on the other side. I don't know if that's the best place or not, but that's where I'm putting it. So to get to the Orifice tube, I had to go from the top. I got a 3/4 going off one direction and a 7/8 going off the other. I was able to break it loose. I hope I can get it back together. Alright, so I got them broke apart, and when I did, there was still a little bit of pressure in the system, even though I had it evacuated by Firestone, so just be aware of that. I did spray some stuff out, but it wasn't much, it was just a little bit. So right there's your Orifice tube, and get a hold of that with some needle nose pliers and pull it out and stick the new one in. Alright, so got the Orifice tube out. That one looks pretty gummed up, so I'm glad I'm changing it. And the new one here, it's an Everco 38639. Just stick it back in the way the other one came out, which the orange end is the end that'll be at the end of the tube, and then that white end will go in first. So to loosen the belt, we had to get a wrench on the tensioner down there. It's not the easiest thing to do. Well, the other one held it loose, and then also took two of us to put it back on. So that bad boy there on the top is our tensioner. So here's the new compressor that I got. It's a Compressor Works 618166. Alright, got the new compressor in. So the compressor, the only mounting for that was 4 13mm bolts going from the bottom up, and then this this 10mm bolt holding the lines on. When putting the new compressor in, you got to make sure you have compressor or AC compressor oil, and then you want to tip it up on the this end to where you can just pour that compressor oil into the holes in the back for the suction and the output. Pour in like half of the container into both holes, and then we turned it. We had to put a wrench onto there in order to get it to turn, but we had to crank it to cycle the oil through, and then you want to pour the rest of the oil into the suction side, and then you want to make sure to let it set with that oil in there for about 3 to 5 minutes. That way it gets on all the seals. So to get some better access to the accumulator, I'm going to take this nut off here, and that nut is a standard 3/8. So take that off, and then should have some decent access to some. There's our access to the accumulator. The first thing that you have to do to get the special line off is to pull this cover to the spring, the spring lock. So pull that cover off, just pull straight out, and then we'll get the special tool on it. So I got my 3/4 inch quick disconnect tool that I'm going to use to get that spring lock fitting open. So just need to clamp it around that lip there. And there you go, that's on. And then when we get to get everything else unhooked on this and it's freely just hanging from that, we'll pop that off. So I got a 10mm nut here. And I'm supposed to have two 10mm bolts under here, but I only have one right there. The second one should have been right there, but it's missing. So take this out. So next, taking this line off, and the only thing holding that is a 13mm nut there. Now, even though the system was completely evacuated, when I cracked that line, it still had a little bit of pressure in it. Very little, so just be aware of that. You don't want it spraying on you if it has anything in it. So got that line broke free. It's time for this one. Should be able to just push up on that and twist the accumulator and be able to finagle it out of there. So this was a bit of a bear to get from the angle I'm at here, but to get my hand in there and push up on that white tool while pulling down on the accumulator to get it to release that spring lock, and then now it's free, so now I've got to take that white tool off and then the accumulator will come off too. Alright, so once I got that special tool on there, I pushed it up and then it goes into that spring that's inside there, inside of that lip, and then it opens it up so that you can just twist and pull that accumulator out. And then once you feel it, the accumulator pop off, then you have to take the tool off in order to get it the rest of the way out of there. So I got the 3 new O-rings on that tube, and I took a little bit of refrigerant oil and put them on the O-rings to help make a seal when they I'll put the accumulator back on. And then this line here you can just grab and pull and bring out, and then you can change it pretty easy right there. Then had to use 2 hands on those O-rings to get them back on, so I had to get both hands up in that tight place. But got them. So I need to transfer some mounting hardware over. I got this clip here that holds the screw in when you put the bolt through. There should be another one right there, but that bolt was missing, so I'm not gonna worry about it. But I still have this one here holding it on that side, so we're okay. Alright, once you get that pipe back in there, you want to look at that and just make sure it looks like the spring has gotten around the lip, and it looks like it has. When you push it in, you should be able to hear and feel it snap around it. Well, had it all in there. The last one I had to do was put that pipe on, and come to find out that the hole is too small. And I gotta take it all back out and return the part and hopefully get the right one. We'll see. Got the new accumulator here. It's a Everco 4372, and my this Focus was built in February of 2003. So on the inside of my driver's side door is a tag that tells you the date of manufacturing. Right there at the very top left you'll see it says 0203, and I needed to know that in order to find out which accumulator to get, because it's different in for some reason for different manufacturing dates. So before I started, I made sure that hose mated up with that that one right there, because last time I got the incorrect accumulator and got it all installed and had to remove it, so I made sure it's the correct one. So after replacing the compressor and trying to recharge it, it leaked between the suction to discharge tube and the compressor. Found out the suction discharge tube was worn out where the O-rings set, so it wasn't sealing, so I had to replace that. And it just goes up here with a 13mm and up on the accumulator with 13mm. So got it all charged back up now and everything's working.